In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this arrangement in white pot. Hi everyone, this is Leslie of Succulent Social, and today I am arranging a succulent arrangement, of course, for a client, and we'll be using this white pot on stand. And the stand goes like this, so you buy it, they're separated, but you can just put it together, and this is how it's gonna look. It's quite a big pot, and it's very heavy as well, so we have to make sure that we secure this wooden stand. So you can see there's a hole there, and it comes with a screw, as well as I think it's an Allen screw, and then you just have to simply lock it just like this. Easy peasy. If you want to know where I got this pot, send me a message and I'll be happy to let you know. Alright, so now that we're done with that, we just have to put this up. It is pretty. It's very good pot for, you know, something that you would put on maybe a corner, a hallway table. It's very classy because it's white, so it's a very good canvas for a succulent arrangement. So now we'll start with putting our soil, and we'll just put a little bit on the base, maybe a third, just because I will be using mostly rooted succulents, and they will already have their own root ball, so I would not really fill it up with soil. I'll just put maybe a third, and then we'll put the plants, and then just top up some soil in the end. So the client wants it to be something that you could display in the garden deck, wherein you can see succulents 360 degrees. So what I have in mind is to put a tall one in the middle, and then around it would be some rosettes and some also that will be hanging, a trailing one. So here I started with jade in the middle, and then I'm putting tetragon on one side, just like this. And then as we go along, we just top up with succulent, with soil to actually secure it and make sure that they stay. I'm going to be using this baby sun rose as the trailing one. Usually you will find me using string of pearls or string of dolphins. They're perfect trailing succulents. However, of course, they're much smaller. Each leaf is actually smaller, and it doesn't really go well with a bigger pot. So it's kind of weird to put like small trails of string of pearls in here with bigger succulents. So I'm just putting the baby sun rose in here, yeah, and that goes really well. And I'm gonna start with some rosettes. So here I'm starting with an Echeveria imbricata. Look at that root ball. It has been growing in its own pot for a while, so it has a very solid root ball, but that's just gonna go right here. We just have to properly put it in. There's no right and wrong way to do it. You just have to go with your feel. What looks good? What do you think works best? So that is okay right there, and it actually provides a good contrast with and texture with, you know, the spiky tetragona versus the trailing effect of the baby sun rose. And then we're gonna put just some of this in here just to add texture and height, and also a good contrast of colors. I always think of it like fireworks shooting out, so that's really cool. All right, so now that I have secured these ones with some soil, I would also be adding, what will I add next? Maybe I'll go with, yeah, this sempervivum. So it gives another contrast of colors because of the red tip. So this is really, really good. And when you place some rosettes, you don't really need to sort of plant them upwards. You could actually tilt them like to the effect of the rosette slightly on the edge of the pot, slanting, and that is a good way of making sure that the rosettes are also appreciated in all sides of your pot. So not sides, but all around your pots. Yeah, so once you have secured it like this, that should be good. Here we go. What do you think? Yep, that's fine right there. All right, so this client of mine, this is actually her favorite pot. I have, maybe this is the fourth pot of this that I have that's just buying for me in different seasons. So this one is going to her sister's house, I think, and some she gives away for Christmas or for birthdays, and it's quite a favorite of hers. On this side, maybe I'll put a little bit of this agavoides, but I added a little too much of the plant, of the soil. I might add some of this Ioniums too. So Ioniums, it's currently summer here in Australia, so these Ioniums are close up because of the heat of the summer. So again, you just have to, work out what's gonna look best. And so I'm deciding between this or the agavoides. So bear in mind as well that all of these succulents individually have been growing in the same condition, meaning they're all individually potted and they're very exposed to sun. So when they put this in their garden, they would adapt well, and they would just what do I say? They will thrive and survive. So I decided to put the agavoides next to the sempervivum, and I will be putting this. I've placed this supreme next to it. So supreme, I find it that they actually grow bigger and taller. So I quickly than the rest of the varieties that I have here. So I'm giving it a little bit more space, and I think after a while it will grow taller and occupy that spot right there where the jade is showing. Although when I make arrangement, as you might have noticed, they're already very compact and so close together, just because I wanted them to be looking full right now. Like when you give it, I want it to be looking full, and then it's just a matter of trimming them or cutting some babies by the recipient or by whoever buys them from me when the babies come out. But I want them to be looking full and compact at this stage. So because I think it will be easier to, I basically I don't have patience to plant them separately and wait for them to grow big and occupy the pot. I want them now to be full, and then we just trim as you go along. All right, so it's almost complete. I have placed different varieties here. This is how it looks now. I don't know, what do you think? and this is also what the client likes. She's been, as I mentioned, she's been buying, this is I think her fourth or fifth pot that is this pot for me, and this is exactly the look that she wanted. So here's the final look as I display it first in my home. I hope you like it, and if you have any question, please feel free to put a comment down below. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to our channel. We'll be happy to answer your questions, and if you'd like to know more about us, please follow us on our social media accounts. We hope to see you next time. Bye for now.